You also pointed out how, I think it was a Jerusalem Post article, referred to the Hezbollah-run health ministry.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to happen so quickly. I figured it would have happened, a little bit farther into this, maybe once an invasion started or something like that. The narrative out of Israel for a few months now, several months now, but longer, but in the current thrust, the idea is that Hezbollah has taken Lebanon hostage.
Right.
They're bringing it into war without the want of the people. Your government is held hostage, yada yada yada. Therefore, government is working in service of Hezbollah. The civilians need to rise up, whatever. But even within those bounds, I didn't think that it literally meant everything in the government is Hezbollah. It didn't seem to be making that broad, that wide range generalization. So for the Jerusalem Post to just jump the sharks. Now, this is a newspaper that has very extensive connections with the Israeli government and the Israeli army.
Right.
So it's not just a fringe right-wing paper. To go as far as say that the health ministry is now Hezbollah run, therefore casting down any numbers like they just did in Gaza, that gives the whole game away, if it wasn't given away before. Because the health ministry is run by a member of the cabinet who is on the complete opposite side of the political spectrum in Lebanon. He's part of the Future Movement, which is aligned more with Saudi Arabia. They've worked with Hezbollah and government before, but they are not friends. Back in 2008, when there was a Hezbollah uprising in Lebanon, they attacked the TV station of Future Movement. Like they're not great friends, but it doesn't matter. He's part of Lebanese government. He's part of Lebanese state. Lebanese state is held by Hezbollah, obviously, so he's got to be Hezbollah. Therefore, everything is Hezbollah. Therefore, you can't trust it. They're speed running every single narrative trope about this as fast as they possibly can because they know it works on people. They know that it works on the people that it matters that it works on, the people who drive the rest of the media coverage. And once they see that nobody objects to Hamas-run health ministry, objective news outlets use that in their coverage, why not go towards the next logical step?
We're going to watch someone who actually is part of the media who may actually bring us some joy. Rania Khalek, Beirut-based Lebanese-American journalist. We were in the show last week, which was great, at the People's Forum. Me and Rania Khalek and Abby Martin. If you guys weren't there, don't worry. You will be able to access that show at patreon.com/The Katie Halper Show. Again, that's patreon.com/The Katie Halper Show. And she also made an appearance on Piers Morgan's show.
At what point do Arabs get the right to defend themselves? At what point?
And this is, by the way, Rania talking with Gideon Levy on Piers Morgan, and she's talking to Alan Dershowitz at this point. Okay.
I'd like to ask you, at what point do Arabs get the right to defend themselves? At what point does our security matter? Israel has spent the last almost 12 months carrying out a genocide in Gaza. They've killed over 41,000 people, and we all know that's a huge underestimate. Over 16,000 children.
That one?
Just today, Israel has killed 300 Lebanese people, including 21 Lebanese children.
War?
At what point do we get to defend ourselves? And Alan, come on. Israel's been massacring and occupying and terrorizing its neighbors for the past 76 years. Israel needs to stop terrorizing its neighbors, stop being an apartheid settler colony, and maybe its neighbors won't fire at it because its neighbors are defending themselves against an invading and occupying state.
I will say one thing. One, love Rania. Just saw her an hour ago. Great lady. I would say that Rania is correct in this matter. And Alan Dershowitz, the man who just defended P. Diddy a few hours ago, is not correct in this matter.
Wow.
I mean, the question of like Arab security, we can talk about it within the realm of buzzwords and inverse relationships. But I think we should discuss in this matter, like, what would Israel accept as security? Because we might say that, like, if Lebanon stops firing rockets, if there's no rockets fired from Lebanon, they'll be fine. If there's no rockets fired from Gaza, it'll be fine. West Bank, whatever. But the people who make the decisions in Israel. The current faction that has all the weight on power is the far right. And the far right do not see peace as an option. They see the conquering of southern Lebanon, the conquering of Gaza and the West Bank as active goals. They want that for settlement. And even countries that have peace treaties with Israel, Egypt, Jordan, these are still countries that are eyed as future fronts by the religious right. Just a few months ago, the one of the cabinet ministers, whose name escapes me, but he is in the government. He is a government minister, was sharing posts talking about the Sinai as future Israeli territory because they had already held it back in the 70s. All of these states were invaded and had their territories occupied based on the idea of protecting Israel's security. And in almost all these cases, they went in for settlements later. It's not a real concern. The idea is that settlement is the end goal of all of this. It's what Bezalel Smotrich, the finance minister, says, that settlement is the only guarantee of this. That's what others say. This thing of, security being the one and only thing, that is something that is explained by Israel's defenders abroad. When it is explained to Israelis inside the country, everybody knows what the game is. It's about settlement. It is about securing new territory for the land of Israel for Israelis to settle in and to expel the Arab population or to minimize the Arab population, which is something that Smotrich has again explicitly alluded to have a small enough Palestinian population in Gaza that settlement can be possible. It's not a real thing. It is a deliberate obfuscation on Dershowitz's part.
Actually, let's go out on a happy note and return to Rania Khalek and watch what she has to say to Alan Dershowitz. This is from the same
Alan
Piers Morgan
Dershowitz
appearance.
has spent his entire career justifying Israel murdering Arab children. That's when he's not busy defending pedophiles and rapists like Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. So I'm not surprised that he's come on this program
personal
today
attacks
to defend
now.
terrorist attacks. Let me finish, Alan.
Yeah.
Personal attacks.
I know,
Oh
it's
my
interesting.
God,
He doesn't
dude.
even deny it.
No,
Yeah, because he's on
gotta
the
protect
record
his
defending.
clients.
I know, exactly right. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
on record
Oh my
defending
God.
Weinstein and
Oh my God.
Epstein. Yeah. Oh my God.
Christ.
Yeah. That was a great moment. Rania did very well on that.
Love Rania.
Well, thank you so much. And people should follow Séamus on Twitter, check out his articles, and please come back.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for coming on. Have a great night.